The Toronto Raptors absolutely get drilled by the Los Angeles Lakers 110-93 at the crypto.com arena in LA. And there are some things that we definitely have to go through while I'm breaking this down. Barrett's still out, as you guys all know. Pirtle still out with a back injury. Jacoby Walter out with the hip injury. Battle returns to the lineup, quickly returns to the lineup. And so, going into this game, I'm thinking, all right, both teams are kind of banged up a little bit. Maybe this one can go either way. And then when you look at DeAndre Ayton, when you look at LeBron, when you look at Luka Dončić, all of these guys were questionable coming into this game. And so I'm thinking, all right, maybe one of them will play. Maybe two. All of them played. All of them played. So interesting the way that turns out. But, when you see questionable or game time decision, I always assume that they're going to play. So I never really, paid too much attention to that because I assume they're going to play anyway. But anyway, first game of a Western road trip for the Lakers in this one. Starting lineup: quickly Agbaji, Ingram, Barnes, and one Colin Murray Boyles. So it is late. It is just about midnight here. And since it was a blowout, the game did not take as long to finish as it typically would if the game was tight. So the Raptors got off to a decent start in this game. It was 8-6 with 8:30 remaining. And Colin Murray Boyles had 7 points in the paint early, 2 blocks, both on Luka Dončić. He was looking solid early. It looks like he was going to be a major contributor to the Raptors if they were going to win this game. And so that is how it looked even throughout the first half. But before I get ahead of myself, let me continue here. So the Raptors, 12 of their first 16 points came in the paint. And so, the Raptors, when it comes to their 3-point shooting, very up and down, very up and down. And once again, in this game, they shoot 22% from 3-point range. They shot 7 of 32. 7 of 32 from 3-point range.
This is completely BS. This is shame. Shame for the referees, shame for the league to allow this.
You're not going to be able to win many games shooting 7 of 32 from 3-point range. Now, the Lakers did double that up on their side. They shot almost 40% from 3-point range, 39 to be exact, 14 of 36 from downtown. And, one thing that we talk about religiously over and over on this podcast is the Raptors' ability to push the ball up the court. I want to see them push the ball up the court, get easy baskets in transition if you can, and not have to go up against the defense. Because once again, and I'll get back into this a little bit later on in the show, the Raptors once again came up against zones, matchup zones, 2-3 zones. They're facing it. Teams know after they look at the scouting reports, they are purposely, obviously, for defensive schematics, putting zones on the Raptors because they know that the Raptors have trouble going up against the zones. And when it comes to fast break points, in this one, the Raptors were -1 against the Lakers, 14-15. So they had a 1-point deficit in fast break points in this game. And I talked to you about that because one guy that was really annoying me when it comes to pushing the basketball up the court is Brandon Ingram. Because when Brandon Ingram gets that ball, whether it's a defensive rebound or it's a turnover and they're looking to go the other way, he wants to dribble up the court all the time without just outletting the basketball or getting it up to the guy who's ahead of him. That annoys the hell out of me. Push the ball up the floor. Don't just stroll with the ball and come up and then look to get into some one-on-one offense. Push the ball up the floor. You realize when Scotty gets the ball, whether it be off of an outlet pass or a steal or whatever, if there's a guy ahead of him, he doesn't wait at all. He throws the ball ahead and gets out and runs the lanes. He pushes it. It's important that you can get out there and get easy baskets in transition. Stop slowing down the pace of the game when you have the personnel to go out there and get buckets in transition. Now, one guy I will mention again, Jamal Shed, 40th offensive foul he's taken, this one on another screen. We've been seeing him do that over and over and over again. He's been a master at that. And one guy also off the bench for the Raptors in this game who played really well, Sandro Mamu Kelishvili. He had 12 points, 5 of 5 from the field in the first quarter with 145 remaining. And he had all the Raptors bench points, okay, in that first quarter. 30-23 Raptors after one. So the Raptors do get off to a decent start after that first quarter with a 7-point lead. And they had 11 assists on 13 field goals. It was an 18-6 points in the paint advantage. And the Lakers at that time already had 6 turnovers. Bear with me here. Start the second quarter now, and the Raptors go. I remember we talked about this on the last show. We talked about the Raptors getting off to a better start at the beginning of quarters. Once again, that just fell apart. 6-0 run to start the second quarter for the Lakers. And the Raptors, like I mentioned, were struggling against the zones. Not moving the ball enough, not breaking the defense down within the middle of that zone. Shooting hasn't been good enough. There's just a whole bunch of things right now. And the opposition knows that the Raptors are struggling with these zones. They are the fifth. Raptors score the fifth fewest points against the zones this season. Okay, so obviously you got to take that into account. And Ayton, 12 points, 6 rebounds with 6:15 remaining. And his size and the size of centers, obviously, have just become a big concern for these small lineups that the Raptors are having. Putting Colin Murray, Boyles, Mamu, whoever at center. It's just a lot to have to deal with. Sometimes you're seeing Scotty play at the 5 as well. But it's just become a major factor now with the way that the Raptors are getting crushed on the inside when it comes to some of these bigs. And DeAndre Ayton tonight in 33 minutes, this guy had 20. Listen to this. Listen to this. Just listen to this, okay? DeAndre Ayton in 33 minutes had 25 points. He was a perfect 10 of 10 from the field. 10 of 10 from the field. Now, you show me where the resistance is coming from on the inside.
What the hell? Oh, my God. No way.
10 of 10 from the field. 13 rebounds. I mean, this is
What's happening over here during whole season? I've been holding it back. It's a complete crap.
It just looks like this is going to have to come down to the trade deadline, because clearly the Raptors are not going to have a center before that. Nothing is going to happen until then. So until then, we're just going to have to bear with what the Raptors have. It's going to be Scotty at center or CMB at center. And speaking of CMB, I got an update about him in a few minutes. But I mean, Dončić is just going into the lane and just throwing up lobs for these guys like it's nothing over and over and over again. And because you got no size, he's just throwing it right over the top of people. And speaking of Luka Dončić, he started off this game pretty rough, and he did not have a good shooting night from the field, but he still ends up carving you up in this game. 34 minutes, 25 points, just 8 of 23 from the field, but 5 of 12 from 3-point range. So he makes as many threes almost as the Raptors in totality. 4 of 5 from the free throw line, gave you 7 assists and just 2 rebounds, 4 turnovers, whatever, a steal and a block as well. But man, he was just carving the Raptors up, especially after that first quarter. And 5th game in a row for Colin Murray Boyles, scoring in double digits, but he goes down in that third quarter with a thumb injury and does not return to the game. And at halftime, it's a 55-54 Lakers lead. Dončić 4 of 8 from 3-point range with 18 points at the half. Mamukelashvili had 7 of 8 from the field, 17 points at the half. Raptors 3 of 15 from 3-point range. And the Raptors had a 32-22 point in the paint advantage. And what did that finish off as? It finished off as a 4-point advantage in the paint for the Raptors against the Lakers, 48-44. And at this point, I'm still thinking, okay, this is a game that can go any way here, right? That's what we're all thinking. I know that's what I was thinking. I didn't think the Raptors would end up getting their ass kicked and losing a blowout. So the Lakers come out in that third quarter again. They start off in a 2-3 zone, right? But offensively, they go 5 of 5 from the field to start the quarter. And then the Raptors end up going on a 7-0 run thanks to Brandon Ingram and Emmanuel Quickley. And we'll get to some of their numbers right now. Brandon Ingram in this game, 19 points, 7 of 19 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3-point range, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Scotty Barnes, 22 points in this one, 10 of 21 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3-point range, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, only 1 turnover, but gave you a steal as well. Colin Murray-Boyles, before he goes down with the thumb injury, was playing pretty well in 25 minutes, gave you 11 points, 5 of 7 from the field, 7 rebounds in this one, 5 assists as well. He was making a good game for himself. Ochai Agbaji, who did start in this game, 25 minutes, a donut, 0 of 5 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3-point range, obviously. 3 rebounds, didn't give you much. And Emmanuel Quickley, 29 minutes in this game, 9 points, 4 of 9 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3-point range with 3 rebounds and 7 assists and 1 steal. And guys, offensively, something just does not look right with the Raptors, because one thing that I'm realizing is when the Raptors are losing games, do you know that when you look at the field goal attempts in this game, the Raptors had 6 more field goal attempts than the LA Lakers? 6 more field goal attempts. The Raptors shot 38 for 91. The Lakers shot 41 of 85. And then on top of that, when you go to the total turnovers, the Lakers had 5 more turnovers than the Raptors. And so this has been a trend of something that I've been seeing. The opposing team with more turnovers, less field goal attempts, but yet they're running all over the Raptors and stomping their behind into the ground. Something is wrong offensively here. I mean, the 3-point shooting does have something to do with it. When you're shooting 22% from 3-point range and you got rebounds flying off the rim, those are going to be long rebounds with those bricks that you're shooting up from 3-point range. That is not good. Not good. Now, I will mention to you that Scotty was battling hard under the rim, which was nice. And then CMB, like I mentioned, goes to the locker room, 4:45 remaining with an injured thumb. Mobo comes into the game to replace him. But this was a back and forth game, like late into the third. 3:42 remaining, and there was 11 lead changes in this game. We get an update from Kayla Gray with around 2:30 remaining in that third quarter. And we find out that Colin Murray-Boyles is not going to be returning to this game, which absolutely crushed the Raptors, because there's not really anyone at this point that you can put in to replace what he can do. And once again, Lakers 5 of 9 from 3-point range in that third quarter. They go up 87-80 to end the third Q. This is where you can kind of see it start going off the rails, because as soon as the fourth quarter started, you pretty much knew this game was a wrap early on. Lawson comes off the bench. He drills a 3. That was a good sign. And I mentioned here, and I just talked to you about it, something is wrong with the Raptors offense, right? Like we just talked about this. And you got no one in the middle to feed for easy baskets. Like when you look at what DeAndre Ayton is doing to the Raptors tonight, it's just easy. catching lobs from Luka, getting the ball in the dunker spot, going up, lays it in. Someone again breaks down the defense, hands it to him. He's up, layup, no resistance, no center in there for shot blocking, altering shots, intimidation, nothing. Nothing. Just easy. Just easy. And I have it here once again. Watch Dončić, lob after lob after lob. And, that's all the fat lady sang in this one. That's it.
Bleep, 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 bleep. What are you laughing at, pig boy? You find a piece of candy in your pocket?
That was it. And so the Raptors get completely beat down here towards the end of the third and the fourth quarter. 110-93. The Raptors have issues, and the main issues are they're not healthy. And so we're still waiting for Barrett. We're still waiting for Pirtle. And Jacoby Walter, he's also out of the lineup. And the Raptors are just not good enough of a team to be able to beat some of the better teams in this league without their best players in the lineup. They're just not able to do that at this point. They're not good enough. And yes, you have a guy like Scotty Barnes who is a really good player with what he can do, but you can't really hand him the ball and say, take me home. Take me home. Like, you can't give him the ball offensively and expect him to do damage. He's not one of those players offensively. And so the Raptors have issues when it comes to that offense. Like, Brandon Ingram can get you buckets, but I'm not sure he's one of those guys where you could just hand him the ball as well and say, take me there. They can do it by collectiveness. But when those double teams start flying at you and you now have to adjust, sure, they can do it, but it's easier when you have another scoring threat in that lineup, which is Barrett. But overall, the Raptors get their behinds kicked late in this one against the Lakers. Once again, 110-93. And that is all she wrote. At MikeRoach7 on IG, at MikeRoach23 on X. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and share the Mike Roach Show. I will stop babbling right now because it is after midnight, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you have a good week coming up. I will be back again soon. This is the Mike Roach Show, and I'm out.